3 months before the gala, she ended things with a calmness that hurt more than anger ever could. She said I wasn't ambitious enough, that I was too comfortable being average, and that she needed a man who was moving faster in life. I remember sitting there in silence, trying to process how 2 years of loyalty could be summarized as a lack of momentum. A week later, she was posting photos with someone new, a finance executive with expensive suits and confident captions. It wasn't just the breakup that hurt. It was the implication that I was somehow behind in life. For a while, I questioned myself. Maybe I was too patient. Maybe I had been building too quietly. But instead of arguing with her words, I decided to answer them with action. What she didn't realize was that while she valued visibility, I valued foundation. I worked in tech consulting, and behind the scenes, I had been developing a digital growth framework for struggling mid-sized companies. It wasn't glamorous, but it was powerful. After months of rejection, one senior partner finally saw its potential. The results spoke loudly. Revenue increases, streamlined systems, measurable transformation. Suddenly, I was in boardrooms instead of cubicles. Discussions about ideas turned into negotiations about equity. By the time the annual corporate gala approached, I had quietly become the architect of a new expansion division. I thought I was just attending the event like everyone else. I didn't know my name would be displayed as the keynote speaker. The night of the gala, the ballroom glowed under crystal chandeliers, filled with executives, investors, and polished conversations. I was backstage when I heard her laugh. Unmistakable. I looked out and saw her walking in confidently, holding the arm of the man she had chosen over me. She looked proud, almost triumphant. Then her eyes lifted toward the massive screen near the stage entrance. My name appeared in bold letters, keynote speaker. I watched her expression change in real time, confidence fading into shock. She whispered something to him, and he straightened his posture as he read the screen again. Minutes later, my name was announced. The applause started politely but grew stronger as I spoke about resilience, underestimated potential, and building power in silence. By the time I finished, the room stood in respect. And when the board officially announced my leadership role in front of everyone, the shift in energy was undeniable. After the speech, she approached me alone. Her voice was softer, less certain. "I didn't know you were doing all this," she admitted. I smiled calmly and replied, "You didn't stay long enough to find out." There was no anger in my tone, just clarity. She asked if I was happy, and for the first time in months, I answered without hesitation, yes, not because she saw my success, but because I no longer needed her to validate it. As I walked away, I overheard her date quietly ask, "Why didn't you tell me he was the one leading this?" She didn't respond. Some realizations are louder in silence. That night, I understood something important. She came to the gala to show she had upgraded. But the real upgrade had been happening within me all along.